With vocab questions, we always need to make sure we're following the QLC method so that we don't get trapped by more common definitions of phrases like backed up, right? We know what that means, but there's lots of context, and maybe it doesn't mean what it normally means. And so we always want to stick to the lines. So we find the word that we're looking for, then we go to the L, the line reference, so Q, L, and then finally we'll go to the choices when we've got a sense of what we're looking for in the choices. So when I look at the phrase backed up, in my head, I want to read it as like a blank. And I want to try to fill in that blank with my own guess for what the meaning of that phrase is. So in this case, they're making an argument here. To have environmental value, new transit has to replace and eliminate driving on a scale sufficient to cut energy consumption overall. That means that a new transit system has to be blank by something that impels complementary reductions in car use, say the physical elimination of traffic lanes or the conversion of existing roadways into bike or bus lanes, ideally in combination with higher fuel taxes, parking fees, and tolls. Needless to say, those ideas are not popular. Okay, so there's a lot of like weird traffic jargon in here. I'm having trouble understanding what they're saying. But look instead at the structure of the sentences that they're saying. Right here, when they say, what they're doing is they're kind of repeating themselves by giving an example. Okay, so whatever they said before that, with the backed up, they're now kind of giving us an example of what they meant. And so I see a little bit of a parallel here. They're combining two sorts of ideas here. So that's kind of what they mean, is they're saying we want to take different ideas and combine them or back one idea up with another. So notice that could go in here. That means that a new transit system has to be combined with something that impels complementary reductions in car use. So my guess is coming directly from the other part of the sentence. And that's not a coincidence. That happens a lot. The SAT likes to give us these situations with the vocab where we have some parallel somewhere else. You know, they're kind of restating their point. Or maybe they're making a contrast. But there's some matching idea that lets us understand what they're trying to say by, you know, just seeing where they've repeated that same idea later. So here's a good example where I feel pretty confident about what I'm looking for. And now I look at the choices and say, okay, what kind of means this? Well, supported is the best bet because they're talking about supporting one idea with another idea. They're combining two ideas, they're supporting each other. Copied is a little too literal here. It has to be copied by something that impels complementary. No, there's nothing that says that they're making a copy, so that doesn't work. Substituted, no, the two things are working together. Combine is the opposite of substitute, right? And jammed, I don't even think that makes any sense. So yes, it's not a perfect synonym, but supported, combined with both these phrases imply two things are kind of coming together and mixing together to make one whole idea. Again, I don't really care the specifics of the idea. I just care about the structure of the sentence and trying to find matching ideas in that structure so that I can be a little lazy and skip over the sciencey stuff. I just want to know what backed up means.